So our workshop was called Aggression as a Trauma Response, and we were really looking at how children will demonstrate different behaviours. In this particular workshop, we were focusing on aggression as a protective factor as a result of their history of trauma. And so we really wanted the participants to have a different understanding of aggression and why it plays out, not only so they could start to conceptualise that and think about it for themselves, but also the hope would be that they would then be able to support other adults, so teachers, schools, parents, to start to explain why aggression might show up in a different way. Well, I think if we're talking about definitely working with parents and teachers, it's incredibly helpful because we're able to enter into and invite adults who are involved in the lives of our clients in a different way. Although it's never therapy for the parent, we're able to utilise our skills and create that therapeutic alliance with the parents so that they can be a partner with us in their child's process. Ideally, we want them to be as involved as they are able.
As an adult psychotherapist and play therapist, we have both talking therapeutic reflections as well as creative reflections, and we can offer both of those actually to the parent. And when we think sometimes about parents and how their presentations are and how they feel, often it's helpful if we can get them into a creative space as well.
If we look after parents, they can look after their children.
Yeah. We didn't reference too many research findings. However, we did speak about key people in terms of relational trauma, thinking about Dan Siegel, thinking about Dan Hughes,
Alan Shaw,
Daniel Stern. So a number of leading people. But in terms of research, there's a lot of research that has been written out there in terms of trauma and why trauma happens.
You know, there is always going to be a crossover between what belongs to you and what belongs to the client. But it really comes down to, we would say, the physiological position rather than a mental one. So we feel, we have an emotion, we think, we have a story. And if we can attend to our feelings and what's happening for us in the session, then we can start to really understand what might belong to us, what might belong to the client. We would also say that it is for this reason that when you're working with this population, it is essential for therapists to have at least a deep curiosity about their own histories and pasts. Don't be frightened of challenging your clients, but make sure that that challenge is offered in a way that is really, really carefully considered and has therapeutic value. And for this particular client group is offered in small doses.
As therapists, you're the most important tool in the toolkit, and tools need to be looked after, and you need to look after yourself.